Welcome back. Lisa Matomola is an industrial psychology graduate, Namibian entrepreneur, HR consultant, job finder coach, and facilitator, known popularly for her inspiring videos online. Lisa has published a book or a guide titled People First, which has been the slogan of her company. People First is a handbook on managing people in the workplace. Lisa now joins us this evening to tell us more. Good evening and welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Good evening, Nina. Good evening to the viewers, and thank you for having me.
First of all, congratulations on the launch of your book. You must be, so excited about that. What inspired you to put pen to paper, so to say?
Very, very excited to have finally published the book. In terms of the inspiration, it's really the daily interactions that I find from people in the workplace, the issues that during the consultations, work on the projects that I've been working on, always related to management issues in the workplace. And also, my grandmother's leadership style has been a source of learnings or lessons.
What inspired this topic for your book, and why did you delve into this particular subject?
So in terms of the inspiration, again, a friend of mine actually asked me and said, would you like to take over the Harvard Business Tips in the Namibian section so that we can develop or come up with homegrown content, and that was the beginning of it, and it was also from conversations with people, friends just telling me about how their managers are treating them, my own experiences as well as an employee being developed or trained by great managers, being inspired by others, maybe from a distance, and just daily experiences with people in the workplaces.
With this sort of research that you did with friends and of course your own experiences, did you sort of find that workplace issues are similar all around?
They are. So I often say that there's no great workplace, but there is a great or a good manager. Most of the issues, salaries, lack of appreciation, lack of motivation, lack of being challenged, lack of promotions are all most of the issues that you find in a lot of places. Burnout, because with a lot of work, people feel that they are under pressure. There's no time to take off. So majority of the workplaces have the same issues. However, the main aspect remains or relies with who do I report to, who is my manager, who is my leader, and that is the daily source of inspiration and drive.
Well, what are the solutions that you look into in People First?
So the handbook has 89 solutions, and these are just daily tips in terms of how to manage people, but from employees themselves, those who are not in management, it will also help for them to understand, because as an employee it's my responsibility to guide, to manage my own performance. So if I want to understand and get to know the style that my manager has, or some of the gaps from my manager, reading the books will help in terms of if I want to approach my manager in terms of my performance, or if I feel burnout, this is how to go about it. But it is really just reminding managers in terms of how to lead teams, lead under pressure, lead under situation that call for a different type of management style. We see in terms of diversity being the new buzzword, diversity and inclusion now. That's what a lot of organizations are driving towards. Toxic workplaces, corporate bullying, various topics that are in here. And one of the recently part that I've also realized is there's a lot of disengagement in the workplace. People are just going to work and not really excited. So we want people to come to work and be happy and feel that they want to be there and not being forced, whether they are working remotely or hybrid. That drives job satisfaction and directly impacts productivity.
What are the sort of contributing factors to what you would term as job dissatisfaction, I suppose?
When employees are not appreciated, motivated, people go beyond and above, but no one says anything. companies make profits, but when it comes to salary increase, there's always, we didn't meet targets, or the budget is not sufficient. And that's, even if companies are struggling financially, there should be conversation. Employees need to understand and say, we are unable to pay bonuses because this is what's happening. But often you find that when those conversations are aimed or tabled, a lot of tensions, a lot of emotions do arise. So it's really, really critical to just ensure that people love their job, the job satisfaction. When somebody is happy, we have a term in psychology that we call organizational citizenship behavior. You get to do stuff without being told, even if you have to work overtime without getting paid, and helping other people. We avoid things like it's not in my job description. So you find people that just willingly take up stuff because they love this organization, and at the end of the day they want to serve, because jobs are aligned with our values. It's a calling that I want to bring to the service of, depending on what industry you are in, there's always the why. So that, and if the why is missing from an employee, there is no purpose at all.
Yeah. Great question to ask every now and again. I think for a really brilliant organization to thrive, there's two sides to the coin there. You look at what the employer is doing, and also, of course, the employees. So I think I want to ask you, in your opinion, Lisa, is it possible to cultivate what one would consider a mediocre, average, employee into a star employee?
The answer is a definite yes. So we hire based on potential. When people are recruited, either they come from a different industry, a different career, they can be career change. So when people start, there's always that trying to find the balance, or understanding the culture and organization, the systems, the processes. So all those can at times limit an employee's average performance. And even when it comes to performance management, is cyclical, because various phases depending on what an individual is going through can affect their performance. So it's always important, and the book actually reminds people and say, before you completely get rid of people, you want to understand, why are they not performing? What have we done as an organization? What have I done as a manager to contribute to this? Interesting enough, when you change an employee or move them to a different manager, and this I've seen myself, they suddenly become a star performer. So sometimes that's where either it's the manager, perhaps the environment is also maybe too fast paced, and that's why certain companies conduct psychometric assessment in terms of fitting the person to the job. So from the recruitment side, it's also about hiring the right people with the right culture, with the right attitude, because without that, industries are different and they demand different employees.
Do you explore in the book how issues of mental health matters translates into the workplace, and how do managers adequately manage these type of situations with their employees?
So chapter 3 in the book is dedicated to employee wellness and the well-being, which is one of the reasons a lot of employees leave. So there is no longer that old way of saying, I want more money. Of course, because of the cost of living, people still go for the money, but they are also weighing the benefits. People rather go for environment where they, even if it's the same salary, we see that in the market, people move at the same salary as long as the environment is conducive. So the chapter really talks about toxic employees, how you manage toxic employees, bullying in the workplace, and just burnout, which is right now, we are the middle of the year, everyone is going through a crisis, everyone feels like I'm overworked, I'm tired of too many projects, a lot of deadlines, maybe from the public sector. This is when they need to spend their financial budget, so a lot of running around and making sure that work is done. So the book also just reminds managers and say, if an employee comes and say, I need to take time off, we're often quick to say, but there's work to be done. And when an employee is burnt out, when they are tired, when you deny them that leave, they'll come to work, and it basically turns out into presentism, where I come in and perform. I can be on social media the entire day, stand up 10 times, make coffee. So it's important if people ask for permission, and managing in terms of the HR analytics, how people, the absenteeism can also tell you and say, our employees are tired because every now and then there's doctor sick notes at the table.
Just lastly, before I let you go, the road to becoming a published author in Namibia, talk to us about that journey.
So when I started writing, I thought it would just be writing and then you get somebody to print the book. So I approached one publisher. They read the book, but then they said it wasn't aligned in terms of they're more into academic publication and all that. Kind of demotivated me a bit, but the project manager did such an amazing work and found somebody outside the country to publish the book. So I don't know if it's because we didn't do much research in terms of publications in Namibia, or the publishers in Namibia are also not coming forth. So, but after launching my book, a lot of people actually told me they are writing the book, so they've been coming, who publish your book? So I think in Namibia we need publishers.
Yeah. Any more projects still coming from you in terms of hard copies, soft copies?
That is in the pipeline, and there's actually Samuel, who wrote the foreword, already has plan B for the book, so
something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Lisa, for your time this evening, and then thank you for being here. As I said earlier to you, I think this is a book that every institution really needs to have, not only for the managerial team, but for employees alike as well. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
That was Namibian author Lisa Matomola speaking to us about her book titled People First, that speaks about managing people in the workplace.